This is another in the series of award winners for the Learning Awards 2015. And I'm really pleased to be talking to Rob Hubbard from Learning Aid Solutions. Welcome, Rob.
Hi, Nigel.
Can we start? Just tell us, what was the award you won?
Okay, we picked up a couple for this particular project. So it was a bronze for Best External Learning Project, and it was a gold for Best Social and Collaborative Project.
Excellent. Congratulations for those two. Take us on the journey. How did you get from where you started on this project to the point where you won 2 awards?
Well, actually, the one that won the awards was version 2 of the website. So the subject was organisation design. So our customer, who one of the biggest oil and gas companies in the world, was spending a lot of money on external consultants to come in and help them restructure, something they were doing a great deal of. And they wanted to develop their own way of doing that and their own kind of methodology. So we did a version 1 of the site, which was quite a straightforward thing that people would use as individuals to follow the process and to access resources. And we did that kind of about 3 years ago. And there was a lot of looking at what was working and thinking about how we could improve upon it. When we came to build the version 2, we were very keen to add in the kind of social and collaborative elements to it. And one of the key things was connecting people with others that have done what they were aiming to do before, and also being able to see the levels of experience that those people have, so that you're able to buddy up with them. And you get much more of this, it's kind of structured. I wouldn't say it's entirely informal learning, but it's much more kind of peer-to-peer support. And they got a great deal of benefit from that. I mean, also I should say that a really key ingredient of any really successful project is a fantastic customer. So one that trusts you and trusts your expertise, one that has a great vision and a really clear goal that they're aiming for. And we had that very clear goal. And also one that's willing to be involved throughout the process. So, and not just them, not just the stakeholders, but end users were absolutely instrumental in the design, the review, the testing of this solution. And, they worked really, really hard to give us everything that we needed to work as well as we possibly could with them.
What was the time frame? Did that take 6 months, 3 months?
Yeah, so for version 2 of the site, I think probably 5 to 6 months through to launch. Yeah.
Okay. So what does winning a Gold Learning Award mean?
It means a huge amount. I mean, I wasn't actually at the awards do, unfortunately. I had a chest infection, so my wife and business partner Tess got to go and celebrate with our customer while I was laid up in bed on antibiotics. But it's something that I always get a bit frustrated with when you're at these awards dues with a customer, and you win a bronze or you win a silver, and quite often their reaction is, oh, it's only a bronze. Oh, it's only a silver. It's like, what? So it's only the 3rd best project of its kind in the world. It's absolutely huge. So, I mean, I'm blown away to get anything at all. I'm blown away to get shortlisted. Getting a bronze or a silver is fantastic. Getting a gold is, it is just really wonderful.
It's great. So give us some tips. What makes a great solution, a great learning solution?
I think one that is designed for that specific need at that point in time, for that audience and within that culture of that organisation. So we as a company, we don't do one size fits all. We don't do off the shelf. Every project is different. And we try to approach it with a blank sheet of paper and not to go in with any assumptions about the solution that might be most appropriate or the technology that we should be using or even really what's going to be right for the users. We go in there in a very kind of consultative way, learn about the organisation, learn about their culture, spend a lot of time with their users, and then design the ideal learning solution. And it's not always, a piece of content. Sometimes it comes out, in this case, it's a system. It might be an app. It could be a communications campaign. Sometimes it's a change in a working process is all they need to do and communicate that to people. So we always design the thing that fits that situation, perfectly, as close as we can get within the time constraints, the budgetary constraints, and the technological constraints that we've got.
So what changes or maybe just one change you see in the L&D environment which is going to impact you positively over the next year or two?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, certainly the move towards informal learning, I think, is really interesting. Actually, can I say 2? Because there's another really good one. So
you're allowed.
Informal learning is, now that's something that customers talk to us about. I'm sat in boardrooms with very senior people and they're all talking about 70, 20, 10, and they all have at least some idea of what it means anyway, which is good. The other big change that I've noticed is a move towards gamification. So it was a word that I'll be honest with you, up to 3 years ago, we wouldn't use that word with our customers because it had so many kind of connotations to it. They didn't really understand it. And although we were still using those techniques in all of our projects pretty much, we would never really bandy that word around. Now we have people coming to us and specifically asking for gamified techniques, and they're interested in ways to make use of those approaches in their kind of business performance challenges they're trying to fix. And that really plays to our strengths. Not that we're a gaming company, gamification and social learning and informal learning, collaboration, those are all just different approaches that we take to solving a design challenge.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. It was great to talk to you. So thank you, Rob Hubbard from Learning Age Solutions.
Thanks, Nigel.